Shooter, get respect.
Until he gets shot.
It don't matter. There's 100 more like me. Be happy to kill you. They don't care. You kill them back.
Maybe I was in your shoes, I'd feel the same way.
你夠膽就係啦。
Says you would if you had the balls.
But I'm not in his shoes. If he runs at me again, I'll shoot him full of holes.
Probably not the best idea threatening Joe Mantegna like that. Somebody clearly hasn't watched Criminal Minds. G'day guys, Holy Critics signing in. Walking Shadow is the final entry in the Spenser series, with Joe Mantegna stepping into the role of the hard-boiled Boston detective. This time he finds himself drawn into a dangerous conspiracy involving organised crime, human trafficking and a murder-for-hire plot. So let's see whether his last case is a fitting way to close out the series.
I worked Port City a few years back when an important software tycoon hired me to retrieve his wife, who had run off with a fisherman. It was a fishing port, and it had been a textile manufacturing city. The mills moved south in search of cheap labor, and the textile money bought into the fish business, which continued to be rich, and clustered around the Port City theater like survivors of a capsized boat clinging to a channel buoy. Because you're on the board of the Port City Theater, and because the director thinks he's being stalked, I have to endure 2 hours of lousy drama.
No, because Jimmy Christopoulos is a friend, because you are my honey, because sleuthing is your business, and because you will enjoy the ultimate theater party for two this evening.
I'm in over my head on this insurance fraud case.
That's boring.
I get 10% if I clean it up.
I need you to do this for me. It's an image thing.
And I need to make a living. I'll give it a fast look. Fast, I said, remember? Fast.
Of course.
Yeah. Mr. Christophilus, Susan tells me you're being followed.
It's been a couple of weeks. First, I thought it was hypersensitivity on my part. You read so much in the papers about these perilous times. But it soon became apparent that somebody was stalking me. Always in black at night, some distance away. Seemed to be medium height, medium build. Face was always shadowed by a slouch hat.
Ever approach the shadow?
Frankly, I've been afraid to.
Don't blame you. Harassment, letters, phone calls, dirty tricks?
No.
Any reason why anyone would want to follow you? Disgruntled actor, embittered dramaturge.
As the artistic director of a theater company, I have to make unpopular decisions. It's the nature of the work. But I can't imagine that anybody is acting out an artistic disagreement with me. Even if they were, why would they do this?
A lot of stalkers get a feeling of power. You tried calling the cops?
No.
Probably offer some protection. Might be able to apprehend the guy.
I'd rather keep this a private matter. I want to protect the theater. Plus, I don't have much confidence in our police force.
Is Spain still the chief?
You know him?
I ran into him once when he was a state cop.
Yeah, he's still chief.
Any unresolved romantic complexities in your life? No ex-lovers who might be following you around? Jealous spouses?
You asked the question without prejudging my sexual inclinations. Quite delicate for a man in your profession.
Tough but sensitive.
So, you think you can catch him?
Sure. I've never seen so many Anglo-Saxons in one place since the Republican Convention.
You've never been to the Republican Convention?
I've never been asked.
It's very controversial.
Excellent. Maybe a fight will break out.
I can't believe what I feel, but the feeling is real, and I'm on the road to love. Though the road may be long, this feeling so strong that nothing can stand in my way. I've discovered the land of love.
You.
Hey, how you doing this, Spain?
Don't we have some unfinished business?
Yeah, but we don't have to finish it now.
So, tell me about it.
From the back of the theater. I didn't see the shooter. Hell of a shot.
It's like a Valentine. Okay. We'll take it from here.
Will you help them on the murder, too?
You're like quicksand.
But you will help.
You'll solve my insurance case for me?
Do you know how much this means to me?
Damn.
It'll double your usual fee.
Remind me again, what's my usual fee?
2 nights of ecstasy.
So doubled would be 4. Payable in 30 days?
I'll have the time. 4 nights of ecstasy in 2 weeks. Deal?
Deal.
Sucker.
What, am I charging enough?
You're charging enough. But you'd have gotten it anyway.
I know.
You got something on the Samson killing? Or are you just in to chew the fat?
Was hoping you had something. What do you know about the victim?
What is this, traveler's aid?
Hey, I'm willing to tell you all I know.
You haven't told me squat.
True, but it's all I know.
I know about the same as you. He was an acting student in New York and stayed out of trouble. Sound like I'm closing in?
Prince?
No record of him ever being fingerprinted.
He was singing Land of Love when he got shot.
I know.
You were thinking about it too.
So,
Might mean something to a lover.
will you learn anything, you dash right on in here and tell us about it. Because we're fighting crime up here day and night.
They still smuggling illegal Asians up here?
Not on my watch.
Nobody following you, Greek. I've been on this case since you called me.
Did the shadow see you?
No. How about the murder?
Victim's name was Craig Sampson. 41, 42, single, poor family, no college education. Went to acting school at night on the GI Bill. Waited tables, did home cleaning service, painted flats, all the stuff you do when you want to be an actor. Finally auditioned for the Port City Company last year and made it.
That all?
Doesn't seem like much, does it?
You want me to stay on the Greek?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Susan and I are going to a reception and board meeting at the theater.
What could be better?
How about getting whacked in the nose with a brick?
Yeah, that would be better.
Looks like lots of people showed up today.
Do actors usually come to the board meetings?
There's usually a few to schmooze the board members, but today is special.
Because I'm here?
That's always special, don't you think?
Susan, is this him? I've got to meet him.
Spenser Jocelyn Colby.
Are you a member of the company?
Yes, but I'm going to LA after the season. Do you carry a gun?
Force of habit. I usually don't need to when I'm with Susan.
Way to go, Susan. Hunk City.
You think she has designs on me sexually?
Almost certainly.
Because I'm Hunk City?
Because you are male.
I've taken the liberty of asking our theater family to come together to discuss our recent tragedy. I know many of you met today's guest at the reception, but for those of you who didn't, Mr. Spenser is a professional detective, a former policeman, and a very special friend of our wonderful events chairman, Dr. Susan Silverman. He's agreed to provide us with professional counsel during this dreadful business, Mr. Spenser.
This may not be a routine murder. Most murders don't happen in a crowded theater. Anyone have a thought?
Are any of us in danger?
I don't know.
What are you going to do about that?
Try and catch the killer.
How can we help?
Tell me what you know.
I don't know anything.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Was there any love interest in Craig Sampson's life?
I wouldn't know. And I must say you're going about this very crudely.
After you talk to Chief Despain, you'll think I was Yasha Heifetz.
I'm leaving.
Ricky, don't do that. We'd all be devastated. Somebody get Ricky a lovely glass of champagne. Darling.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is not about you, Mrs. Ricky Boo.
So the killing might be connected to the play, so I need someone to tell me what the play was about.
Lou Montana, I directed. And your question is absurd.
No, an actor getting shot on stage wearing tights while singing Land of Love is absurd.
And what was your response to the play?
I found it a pretentious mishmash about appearance and reality.
Well, art isn't about anything. It is movement and speech in space and time.
Thank you.
I didn't expect you to understand.
Me either.
Here you go, bro. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get the ball. There you go.
Making any progress in Port City?
I'm not getting out of there real quick.
I know you will. Is this to Spain any good?
He's a good cop. Tough.
Tougher than you?
Maybe we'll find out someday. What do you know about Ricky Wu? She's the only one who's objected to my looking into the murder. Besides me.
It's hard to take Ricky seriously.
Somebody does. She pawned that jewelry she was wearing today. She could buy Luxembourg.
Or her husband, Lonnie Wu, is very wealthy. Ricky is a Chinese-American princess. It has left her with a feeling of near total entitlement.
Could you arrange for me to have lunch with her?
I'm not sure she'd be willing to meet with you.
Mention to her about me being Hunk City.
That ought to do it.
Okay. Ricky Wu was sex. She was spoiled, self-centered, shallow, maybe cruel, certainly careless about other people. But she was sex.
Do you like noodles?
Thank you, Mrs. Wu.
What is it you wanted to see me about?
Did you know Craig Sampson very well?
No.
You seemed very protective of him the other day.
I admired him, his work. He was a fine actor. And I did not like the innuendo of your questions.
Were you born here?
No, in Taipei.
So your English is acquired?
Yes.
What are you thinking?
Excuse me?
When you're alone and thinking about things, what language do you think in?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what I'm thinking about, or who I'm thinking about.
Do you think very much about Craig Sampson?
It's so tragic. Such a brilliant young man, his life cut short so suddenly.
Did you think about him very much before he died?
What are you trying to imply?
Mrs. Wu, I'm just talking. I'm just looking for a handhold. I mean no innuendo.
Everything you say is innuendo. There was nothing between Craig and me. I barely knew him.
You live here in Port City?
On the hill.
Of course. Did he have any relationships with any women in town that you know of?
I know of no relationships he had in town, nor anywhere else. Why do you keep asking that?
Most people have one, even if only of a fleeting sexual nature. And he seemed to have none. That's a little unusual. If you don't know anything, you pay attention to the unusual.
Why do you keep asking me?
I keep asking everyone. You're just the one that's here.
Well, I find it very boring. Lunch is taken care of.
Hello.
You're Mr. Spenser.
Yeah.
My name is Lonnie Wu. I believe you had lunch with my wife.
Ricky. Sure, in your restaurant. Have a seat.
A
Couple of waiters from the restaurant?
No.
They're from the old country?
They're from Vietnam. Why are you questioning my wife?
Oh, I question everybody. Your wife is simply one of the people involved with the theater.
My wife is not simply anything. She is Mrs. Lonnie Wu, and I would prefer that you not speak to her again.
How come?
It is unseemly.
Mrs. Wu didn't seem to think so.
What Mrs. Wu thinks is of no consequence. It is unseemly for her to be having lunch with a lo fan.
Is lo fan a term of racial endearment?
It means barbarian. Someone who is not Chinese.
So you don't fully subscribe to the melting pot theory?
I'm not here to make small talk. It would be best if you stayed out of Port City.
Is it okay if I retain my U.S. citizenship?
What you choose to do outside of Port City is your business. But if you choose to come back, we will make it our business, and I will not be able to protect you.
Protect me from who?
From me.
Oh, Oh, so that's what the teeny boppers are for. We've got a problem here, Mr. Wool.
You have a problem.
All right, let me tell you about my problem. I'm sort of a professional tough guy. I get hired to do things other people won't do or can't do or don't dare to do, you know? How would it look if I let 2 kids and a Chinese restaurateur come in here and frighten me?
It would not look good, but you would be alive.
All this because I had lunch with your wife.
Call it balance. Don't upset the balance in Port City. And I will not upset the balance outside Port City.
They threatened to kill you.
Oh.
The Chinese triad people in Port City.
How do you know that?
Christophilus told me. He said that policeman told him.
To Spain?
Yes. I'm scared.
A lot of people have threatened me in my life.
But you're doing this now because of me.
No, I got into this because of you.
I don't want you to do it anymore.
Too late.
Nobody's shadowing the Greek except me. Maybe there never was a shadow.
Or maybe the shadow's laying low because the murder stirred everybody up.
What I know is if there was a shadow, he didn't spot me. You got anything?
Yeah, but I don't know what it is. A woman named Ricky Wu was on the theater board with Susan. Had lunch with her a couple days ago to talk about the murder. Didn't do me much good. But the next day, her husband, Lonnie Wu, comes into my office with 2 teenage Vietnamese gunnies and tells me to get out of Port City.
Triads use Vietnamese kids for muscle. Kids don't give a damn, kill anything.
Triads in Port City?
Yeah, big Chinatown. Could be a triad thing.
I don't know.
You think the Wu's involved in the killings?
I don't know.
Saying that a lot.
I'm thinking of having it printed on my business card.
I saw you through the window. I need to talk. May I speak freely?
Sure.
It's about the case.
Well, you can talk in front of Hawk. He's too dumb to remember what you said.
Good thing, too, because I have big blabbermouth.
I'm being followed.
A lot of that going around.
Tell me about it.
Well, he's medium height and slender, and he wears a black coat and a black slouch hat pulled low.
When did he start shadowing you?
2 nights ago.
Why not go to the cops?
Well, I thought that you could protect me better.
Are you saying you want to hire me?
Hire?
Yeah, I do this for a living. Or I used to before I came down here.
I don't have any money.
A lot of that going around, too. Down! Midnight Blue, 3/4-ton panel van, year 2000. Coming slow, window down on the passenger side. And why the hell anybody riding in the cold with the window down? Then he sticks the gun barrel out. Stupid, should have been coming at normal speed. I mean, if he's gonna do it right, he should have just walked in and opened up. Drive-bys, sloppy.
Are they trying to kill me?
Maybe not. Maybe they were trying to kill me.
What were you guys doing here?
Drinking coffee, eating donuts.
You still working on the murder?
Yeah.
What's Hawk doing here?
Helping.
Helping what?
The investigation.
Well, who do you suppose fired 30 or so rounds through that window at you?
Everybody loves us. Who you got in Port City might do this?
Population 125,000. Up on the hill, we got 20,000 wasps who worry about New Beaujolais and civil rights in the Horn of Africa. In the middle, we got 20,000 Portuguese. And at the bottom of the hill, on the flats inland, we got 60,000 Chinamen. Take your pick.
How'd all the Chinese get here?
I think I'm supposed to be asking you the question.
Just trying to be helpful.
You are always helpful, Spenser.
You didn't say anything about Lonnie Wu or Jocelyn.
No.
Spain always had the reputation of cutting it kind of fine.
Yeah. You told me the FBI couldn't match Sampson's prints.
The guy that was shot?
Susan told me he went to school on the GI Bill, which means he was a veteran.
Which mean they'd have a set of prints in Washington.
Maybe Sampson lied to her, or the Spain's lying to us.
What do we do about the lovely Jocelyn?
Think she's being followed?
No.
Why don't we believe her?
Instinct.
What if we're wrong?
You want me to shadow her?
For a while.
Yeah, I bet I'd be the only one.
It was time to visit Herman Leon, my man in Chinatown.
Lonnie Wu is Port City Die Low for the Chang Triad.
Die Low?
Means gang coordinator. He recruits kids, organizes them, trains them. He's their liaison for the Triad.
Lonnie had a couple of Vietnamese teenagers with him when I last saw him.
He's their Die Low. The new recruit pledges his loyalty to Lonnie Wu at the altar of this god, Guanggong. All Triads honor this god who expect his followers to be honorable men and always do the right thing. His street gang is the Death Dragons, refugees. The street gang boys only see Lonnie. They get busted, he bails them out. They go to court, Lonnie gets them a lawyer. He pays them. He's the only one that they know. Lonnie himself is only one contact in the Triad.
Well, who's Lonnie's contact in the Triad?
Well, no one's supposed to know, but since he is married to Eddie Lee's niece...
Fast Eddie Lee?
Uncle Eddie. If he tells the Death Dragons to kill you, usually that means you're dead right away.
I'm a pretty elusive devil.
Not for long.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence.
Well, these guys have lost face. It's not about money anymore.
Anything else?
Yeah. These Vietnamese kids are stone killers. Don't be thinking that they're 17 or that they only weigh about 100 pounds. Killing people is who they are. Makes them feel good.
Yeah, just like anybody else who has nothing else. I'll shoot if I have to. We needed additional firepower, and there was no one better than Vinnie Morse.
Assistance in combating the Yellow Peril.
You told Vinnie the fee?
I told him he'd get what I'm getting. 0.
He's worth twice that, but a deal's a deal.
You smart enough to get in and out of the coal?
Sure. You want coffee? I've got to meet Jocelyn Colby at some place called the Puffin Muffin. Is it possible to get a muffin with my coffee?
Blueberry brown, corn, banana, carrot, pineapple, orange, cherry, raspberry, apple, cinnamon, maple nut, lemon, poppy seed, oat brown, cranberry, and chocolate chip.
Corn.
What kind of muffin did you say you had?
Blueberry brown,
He'll
corn,
have
banana,
corn, too.
carrot.
And so will he.
Corn's good.
So you see anyone following Jocelyn?
Yeah, same one following the Greek.
You.
Have you caught him?
Well, when did you see him last?
Last night, after the play, in the shadows at the end of my street.
You must have missed him.
Sure enough.
Please help me. I'm terrified.
Of course you are. Did he threaten you? Phone calls, anything like that?
Yes, phone calls.
Sexual threats?
I think it's the same person who's following Jimmy. Someone who was jealous about us.
Jimmy? You and Christophilus?
Oh, I can't talk about it. There's someone else. You will protect me.
It would be my pleasure. It never hurts to demand the very best. Are you on the way to the theater now?
Yes.
I'll walk you there.
They're coming too?
Just to watch. Find out what makes him the very best.
Won't do you any good. It's a white thing. You and Jocelyn get along?
Jocelyn? Fine. She's a nice young woman, limited in her acting skills, but compelling in the right role.
You ever, go out with her?
Go out? You mean date?
Yeah.
God, no.
Never had a Relationship?
What the hell are you talking about? She's an actress in a company I direct. I've never even thought of having a sexual relationship with her.
She have any romantic interest in anyone in the company?
She has her crushes, and they're as changeable as April weather. If you ever saw her apartment, you'd understand her.
Apartment?
It's a maelstrom.
You've seen her apartment?
Well, I guess she had a little crush on me as well.
Impetuous. No further sign of your shadow?
No, none. I guess you scared him off.
Something did.
Oh. I thought by now I'd be married, making love every night to the same man. Someone who loved me. Doesn't that sound wonderful?
Whatever you're thinking, no.
No?
It'll happen. You just haven't met the right guy.
That's what I tell myself. Sometimes I think I want it too much. Do you?
Well, I kind of got that.
With Susan. Do you cheat?
Infrequently.
When was the last time?
So long ago, I don't remember.
That's too long. Maybe it's time to cheat again. Hey!
I don't think so. You don't need me at all. There's no one following you.
You think I made this up?
If someone were following you, Hawk and I would have made him.
Prickmaster!
Prickmaster. I don't think I've ever been called that before. He leaves on 3 or you're dead. 1, 2...
走啊！
Alone at last.
我都唔喺佢屋企嗰陣時，落個樓梯係無啦啦俾佢捉，你估差佬大晒啊！依家
You speak English?
Probably, but he won't let on. He says you're the first white person he's ever talked to. He says he wasn't in your office. Says he was climbing your fire escape for the hell of it. You jumped in for no reason.
We'll pull some prints that'll place him in my office. He's looking at a couple of felonies.
我哋有證據。
證據？你同佢講啊！我律師就嚟到啦，到完之後我咩事都冇啊！
Says you must be on something. Says his lawyer's going to be here inside of an hour. He's going to walk. Says you're an asshole.
You a death dragon?
Is that illegal?
Who sent you to kill me?
Nobody.
How old are you?
17.
You sure?
Maybe I lie about my age.
Maybe you lie about everything.
Or maybe I have to. Maybe I live alone in a strange country and nobody speaks my language. Maybe nobody sees my face. Except they look and they see Death Dragon. Death Dragon is family. Death Dragon is home. Death Dragon is who I am. I think to you. What am I?
Not a hell of a life.
Yeah, I didn't ask for it. It's the one I got.
Maybe you should see about getting something else.
You want me to do laundry? Wait table? No. Shooter, get respect.
Until he gets shot.
It don't matter. There's 100 more like me. Be happy to kill you. And they don't care. You kill them back.
Maybe I was in your shoes, I'd feel the same way.
你夠膽就係啦。
Says you would if you had the balls.
But I'm not in his shoes. If he runs at me again, I'll shoot him full of holes.
Punk's lawyer's here.
What's the plan for the day, Captain?
When all else fails, investigate.
You mean like clues?
I need to look at Sampson's apartment. Show his picture to people. Ask if they've seen him, and if they have, who is he with?
Oh, you caps the same. Don't care if I'm getting no income for this place since Mr. Sampson left.
Nobody here. Any luck?
No. The guy Sampson?
Yeah.
You know the woman?
No.
She's got no hair on her doodah.
Observant.
And eloquent. Better count them.
Well, I guess it's bye-bye to the insurance case.
They tried to kill you.
They did.
It's my fault.
I think it was their fault.
If I hadn't dragged you into this case, no one would be trying to kill you.
You know what I do. Why the sudden swivet on this one?
Because I used you. I knew I could depend on you, and I exploited that so that I would look good to the theater crowd.
And you don't want me to get shot because it'll make you feel guilty?
Yes. No. Both. It has to do with love.
Good to know.
Where's the blue thingy?
It's not nice to call it a blue thing.
I meant the blue tablecloth. Only a barbarian would eat off the bare tabletop. Amscratch.
Amscratch. I'm a Harvard PhD.
I minored in Pig Latin. So, any progress in Port City?
Well, I don't know if you'd call it progress, but there is something.
That's Ricky Wu.
Why?
You'll like this. For Ricky, looking fabulous is a full-time career. Creams, unguents, potions, lotions, massage therapist, physical therapist, blah, 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 blah. I won't bore you with all of it, but, for example, she does a series of contractions to tighten the vaginal canal.
How tight does it have to be?
Tight enough to keep her husband.
Now, here's the part that matters. She told me once that she had undergone full-body electrolysis.
Full body?
Mm-hmm. She said that her, quote, flower looked like a polished pearl.
Flower.
Flower.
Funny, I thought I was the only one to call it that.
I heard what you call it. The electrolysis took 2 years.
Yeah, well, 2 years of electrolysis would tighten anybody up.
Be one hell of a coincidence.
Greg messing with Lonnie Wu's wife. The same Lonnie Wu told me to get out of Port City and tried twice to back it up.
You think it's a clue?
It's been so long since I saw one, I can't be sure.
You could walk away from the whole thing.
No.
Why not?
I'm in the business of doing things that scare most people. If I let it scare me, I'm out of business. You know that.
Does that mean you can't be scared?
I can be scared, but I can't give in to it. If I start running because I'm scared, who am I?
Mine.
It's almost enough.
I was born in Taipei, but I can't really remember it. My first clear memories are of growing up here.
In Chinatown.
At first, yes, sir.
And now you're at Harvard,
Yes. I'm a doctoral candidate in Asian studies.
where Dr. Silverman found you.
Yes, sir. She told me you are a detective who's investigating a case involving Chinese people. She said you would need a translator.
Did she tell you there might be some danger?
Yes, sir. But she said you're very good at such things, and you would protect me.
Yes, I will. And so will they.
I thought that was probably what they did, sir.
And you're not scared?
No, sir. I need the money.
You know about triads?
All Chinese people know about triads, sir.
Of course. And there's no need to call me sir.
But I'm comfortable calling you so. It is the way I was brought up, sir.
You gonna be warm enough?
Yes, sir. I have a sweater underneath my coat.
You get too cold, I can put you in my pocket.
I may be a small person, but I'm quite hardy.
Well, let's see who we can find to talk with.
Preferably somebody in a warm building, sir.
What about the warm sweater?
So I should have worn a warmer one, sir? Many of these people have never spoken to a white person before.
They call that speaking?
It's very Chinese to be reticent. For centuries, Chinese people got only trouble from talking. We know that saying little and working hard's a virtue. And then many of these people think you're from the government, they're illegal, and think you're going to make them leave. They say that they do not know this man.
You believe him? Me too. Ask them if they know Lonnie or Ricky Wu.
你知唔知胡太或者胡先生佢哋喺唐人街有個餐廳嘅？
唔識。
俾我仔睇下。They say they do not. But do we mind if they take the photo in the back to show their son?
Sure.
好啊，唔該晒。Those are deer tails, sir.
For
male potency, sir.
Really? You seen the owners? Who are these people?
They're illegal immigrants.
Mei Ling, find a safe place.
Death dragons.
We'll kill you.
Maybe you aren't. Kill me.
Doing? I don't believe you heard me. When I say, how you all doing? You say, we're doing fine, Chief Despain. Be sure to pat him down. So, you want to tell me what happened?
It's confusing.
It's confusing.
She doesn't know anything.
Same old Chinatown story. She saw nothing. Nobody saw a damn thing. So, Lonnie's still trying to run you out of town?
Do you know who all these people are?
See no evil, hit no evil.
How come you left the state police?
You know, you got a chance right now to walk away. Take it. If you keep following these tracks, you're gonna walk into a big nasty thing that'll eat you whole.
That's what I do, Despain. I'm the guy who follows tracks.
Yeah? Well, I'm the guy who cleans up the mess you leave behind. So, leave. Scared?
I was very scared. But I was glad when you came.
Me too.
Do you think the Yongs called somebody when they went to the back room to study the picture?
I think they called Lonnie Wu.
And he sent those boys to kill you?
Yep.
Sir, this is a terrible business. I mean, if I may say so.
You may, and it is. And I wouldn't blame you for quitting.
No. I need the money.
And?
And I know that you'll protect me.
Yes, we will.
How's your guilt?
I'm a shrink. I'm working on it. There's something I'd like you to hear.
Dr. Silverman, this
this will be hard for you to hear, but you need to know your boyfriend is not faithful to you. I know this from personal experience, which I regret. But you have the right to know I'm not the first one.
Jocelyn Colby.
My God. Why is she doing this?
Last time I saw her, she was mad at me because I told her nobody was following her.
And?
And then she called me a prickmaster.
Prickmaster? What a dandy phrase. But I meant, and what resulted from the fact that you said no one was following her?
I was going to stop being her shadow.
Do you think that she knew that no one was following her?
She'd have to be delusional. There was nobody there.
Why would she tell you she was being followed?
To get my attention.
And eventual companionship.
Is this a case of Hunk City strikes again?
Well, she's clearly attached to you in some way, and she's jealous of me.
Well, who isn't? And do you have any thoughts as to what I should do about this?
Ignore it.
There's another thing. She and Christophilus were lovers. And she said that whoever was following Christophilus was probably jealous of his love for her or her love for him. Or she wasn't very clear about that.
And Christophilus said?
He seemed puzzled.
Jocelyn appears to lie. Has anyone attempted to shoot you lately?
Absolutely not.
I've spoken to Mei Ling.
Ah, well, then let me revise my answer.
Damn it! If I have to accept this thing that you do, at least don't lie to me. I know. I know, I know, I know.
How did Craig Sampson come to join the theater company?
I suppose he applied, auditioned, and was accepted.
Was he a gifted actor?
You saw him. What do you think?
Surely you jest. That play would have swallowed the Barrymores.
Craig was competent, not gifted. What is this? No.
Anybody use any influence on his behalf?
Influence?
Like a contributor with deep pockets.
It might have been Ricky Wu who sent Craig's resume and headshot along.
And it might have been useful had you mentioned their connection earlier.
Ricky is a friend and a generous patron. I saw no reason to involve her in a criminal investigation.
Did you know they had a relationship?
That's ridiculous.
Yes, it is. But it probably got Craig Sampson killed.
Ricky Wu was from Taiwan. Craig Sampson was stationed in Taiwan. You think maybe our boy Sampson been bopping Ricky a little longer than we thought?
Maybe.
You think maybe Despain knows that and tells you there's no record of Sampson, so you won't follow it up?
Maybe. One thing he's been covering up is Wu's connection to Sampson.
Do you know why?
No.
So you figure Lonnie Wu had Sampson murdered?
He found out Sampson was taking nude pictures of Ricky's doodah and sent somebody to pop him on stage. So Ricky'd be sure to notice.
Damn, let's just declare the whole thing solved and get the hell out of here.
It's just theory. That's all we know. There's something wrong in Port City. If we remove Lonnie Wu, say, surgically, Chang will have a new Dai Lo in place the next day.
That's gonna happen anyway.
A real police department can sort of counterweight the triad. I gotta know about this Spain.
You suspect the police chief, sir?
Yes, I do.
You're learning what Chinese people have always known. It's better not to trust authorities. It's better to trust a triad.
The triad sent the death dragons when we were in Chinatown. What do you know about illegal immigrants?
Illegal immigrants pay $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to come to America. For this, they're delivered to an employment agent who gets them a job, and then they disappear into Chinatown.
So, how do the immigrants get their money?
They borrow it from the alien smuggler, the employment agent, the ultimate employer, and then they pay it back out of their wages.
Slave wages.
Yes, sir.
Ain't that always the way?
Because they're illegals, they can't complain, they speak no English, and they can't quit. Because they owe their soul to their company store.
I don't understand the company store.
It's from a song. It means they can't leave because their wages are owed.
Okay. This is my cousin Liang. 呢啲係我啲朋友嚟嘅。
Your cousin illegal?
Yes, sir.
Ask him how he got here.
解釋俾佢哋聽你點樣過嚟啊？
我係福建人嚟嘅，嗰度嘅官安排我過嚟嘅。
He's from the Fujian province. He met an official there who arranged such things.
He sent me to Hong Kong and then to Bangkok. From Bangkok, I flew to Nicaragua. I went in a truck to Veracruz, Mexico, and got on a boat to the United States.
Where did you land?
That's where I'm taking you.
Do you know the name of the man in Port City in charge of smuggling? Lonnie Wu? On the horizon, about 1 o'clock. Spain.
It's not one of those disgusting porn things, is it?
It came in the mail and it says Jocelyn Colby on it. You disappointed it's not a disgusting porn thing?
Yes. Do you know what's on it?
Nope, I was waiting for you.
Roll 'em. Well, we were wrong. There is someone. What did he want? Why did he send this to you?
It's to let me know he's got her.
I don't get it.
That's my mantra.
Oh, my client. You will notify the police.
Yeah, to Spain.
And?
I'll look into Jocelyn's background a little bit more closely.
And you'll take Hawk with you. And Vinny.
I don't want to die on you either.
I know, I know.
I want you to look closely. A woman might see things I miss. I hope you don't find that sexist.
Oh, no, sir. Women often see things men have missed.
Place is awfully neat.
Yes, sir.
If you left in a sudden hurry, would yours be this neat?
No, sir.
Christophilus said her place was a maelstrom.
Her makeup is not here, and neither is her purse. She would not carry everything in her purse. It wouldn't fit. There'd be too much. And there's no suitcase here. What does this mean, sir?
Maybe Jocelyn packed for her kidnapping.
Who would let her do that, sir?
Nobody.
If you'd come to me earlier, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Maybe.
I am the chief of police in this damn town. I'm supposed to know when a criminal investigation is taking place.
I didn't want to distract you from your hot pursuit of the theater killer.
You think there's a connection?
I didn't even think there was a stalker. I was out on Brant Island last night.
Yeah?
Saw about 25 Chinese come ashore in a small boat. Know anything about that?
No.
You were a good cop to Spain. What the hell happened to you?
And what about you, Sherlock? How good a cop are you? What have you done here since you showed up except screw up?
I screw up some of the time, but I don't let it get to me.
I'll find the woman. You just stay the hell out of my way.
I always tried to let Captain Healy win a few.
Anybody knows I gave you this Spain's personnel file. I'll be setting speed traps in Belchertown.
Yeah, but they'll be good speed traps.
You do have a touch. Murder, kidnapping, illegal immigrants. You managed to annoy the Quan Chang triad. Who you got for backup besides Hawk?
Vinnie Morse.
Vinny's good with a gun. Never knew anyone who could shoot as good as Vinny.
Tell me about the Spain.
The Spain and I started about the same time, but he was tougher than a railroad spike. I mean, once he got onto a case, he wouldn't let go of it. And he didn't act as tough then. He was folksy, like Will Rogers. I mean, most people liked him.
So he had a big future.
Yeah. Should have been head of criminal investigations by now.
Instead of you?
Instead of me. I mean, to Spain worked as an investigator for the Framingham DA. Some stalking situation. He got himself involved with a victim.
A woman?
Yeah, a woman. How many men do you know get stalked?
One. Maybe.
Anyhow, his marriage broke up. I mean, it was ugly. He resigned. I never knew where he went until you called.
You know the name of the woman?
That's probably in the file. I think she's involved up in Port City.
The kidnapped victim used to work at a theater company in Framingham.
Be a big coincidence. She got anything going with the Spain?
Nothing that shows.
Oh, boy. As a mental health professional, what's your view of Jocelyn?
I think she might be nuts.
Could you explain that in terms a layman can understand?
She faked her kidnapping. What are you going to do?
I don't know. I should look for her.
How are you going to do that?
She probably went to a hotel. If you're going to kidnap yourself, maybe make the papers. You can't stay at a friend's house.
But wouldn't she register under a false name?
She'd need a credit card, and she probably doesn't have any fake ones.
So you'll just check area hotels?
Yep.
And unless she had a lot of cash, you'll find her.
If she has a lot of cash, somebody will remember her for that.
She staged this to get your attention.
What have you been doing?
Maybe I've been a little bit bitchy.
Well, you're scared.
Terrified. You've been scared too?
Maybe just a little.
But you haven't been bitchy.
It's never too late, though. Mrs. Wu?
Can I trust you?
Yes, you can.
My husband's gone. They've taken him.
Tell me about it.
My husband always stayed in his office, the restaurant, until 10 o'clock. Then he would have one scotch and soda at the bar and come home. 2 of the boys would drive him. He hasn't been home since last night. I called his office. There was no answer. I called the restaurant. My husband had left early last night alone. He told the boys to wait for him. He was going to Brant Island and would come back.
Did he tell them why?
They would not question him. The boys are still waiting. I know he's dead.
Why do you think he's dead?
If he were not, he would have come home. They've killed him. I didn't know about my husband's business. It was not my place to know. But it was a business where a person could be killed.
Have you called the police?
I do not trust them.
How about the dragons?
I do not trust them either.
But you trust me.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know why, but I do.
Would you like me to come up to Port City with you and help you find your husband? gonna have to call the cops.
No. I will call my uncle.
Eddie Lee?
He will take care of everything.
Why didn't you call him in the first place? Why did you come to me?
I didn't want him to know that my husband was gone. I didn't know what we'd find out. My uncle didn't like my husband. He thought it was shallow and vain.
Your husband got to be die low here because you married him.
Yes,
Might the triad have killed him?
my uncle is my uncle. He would not allow anyone to kill my husband.
Even if he was disloyal to the Chang triad?
My uncle would not allow anyone to kill my husband.
Someone killed him.
It was not a Chinese person.
Mr. Lee says his doctors has examined Mr. Wu. He was beaten to death. That this is business for the Guanzhang triads.
It's my business, too.
我 boss 就話呢啲都關佢事喎。
咁就好難講啦。I am sorry for you. Of course, you are frustrated. Thank you for helping my niece, but you must leave the killer of Mr. Wu to me.
I know about the immigrant smuggling. So, here's the deal. You stop smuggling the people in. I say nothing to immigration. I rummage around till I find out what the hell's going on around here. You keep a lid on the death dragons. I keep you informed.
Why should I deal?
Because it's a lot easier than trying to take me out.
You think it will be hard to kill you?
Yeah, be hard.
I am a sensible man. Killing you now would cause trouble among your friends, some of whom are police. This does not mean I cannot kill you. Smuggling illegals will not end, but it will end for now in Port City. Keep me informed and do not cause any trouble, and no one will interfere with you.
Your boy here killed Craig Sampson.
Lonnie Wu killed Mr. Sampson. The boy was just a weapon. I will deal with it.
Do you know anything that can help me? Was the Spain in Lonnie Wu's pocket?
Of course.
She ran a little further than we thought.
She's on the second floor in the back. Desk clerk was his sister. Told her she was the most exciting woman I ever had.
That smacks of sexist exploitation.
Dude,
We've come to your rescue.
Thank God you're here.
Jocelyn, cut the crap.
Don't you know that I've been through hell?
You may have been through hell, Jocelyn, but you weren't kidnapped.
That's absurd.
Tell me about this Spain.
To Spain.
Didn't you and he have a fling in Framingham about 7 years ago? Or with the Metro West Theater Group? Somebody was stalking you? He was the investigating officer?
It was a long time ago.
He was married, wasn't he?
I guess so.
And he left her for you.
He was infatuated with me.
Who wouldn't be?
Don't you say that to me.
How come you and the Spain aren't still cheek by jowl?
I wanted love. He wanted sex.
Oh, yeah, that combo would never work. Who was stalking you in Framingham?
I was working part-time at an accounting firm. My supervisor was stalking me.
The Spain caught him?
Yes.
And he went to jail. Tell me about Christophilus.
We were in love.
But you aren't now.
I guess he's not.
But you still are.
There was someone else.
So you followed him around to see if you could catch them together.
Yeah, I followed him. But I never caught them. I knew who she was.
Ricky Wu.
Yeah.
So you made an anonymous call like you did to Susan about me. You called Lonnie Wu and hinted that his wife might be fooling around.
She had to be stopped.
Lonnie looked into it and found out you were right. His wife was fooling around. But not with Christophilus. Who was she balling, Hawk?
Craig Sampson. Lonnie sends one of his gang kids down and has him whacked.
Just as he launches into a chorus of Land of Love. Get your stuff together. We're going.
Why do you have to be such a bastard, huh? All I did was fight for what's mine.
You've ruined too many lives doing that. It's time to stop.
You bastard! Son of a bitch! I mean, son of a bitch!
You got a thought on who pounded Lonnie?
Not too many choices left.
What are we gonna do about Norma Desmond?
Shut up!
We'll take her with us. Might be useful.
It's always the first time for everything.
Let me go! No! Let me!
Must be a white thing.
I found Jocelyn Colby.
She all right?
She's not hurt.
Good.
She faked her kidnapping. Want to talk about Jocelyn?
What's to say?
She's crazy.
She doesn't seem crazy, you know?
I know.
I was married, grown kids. The wife drank a little. Liked a few belts before supper. Got out of hand occasionally at parties, but we got along. Then this broad comes in, screaming stalker, and I'm working investigation, so I catch it. She squeezes my arm, wants to see my gun, asks me have I ever killed anybody, what was it like, and would I take care of her? Well, she leans her tits on me and looks up at me, and Spenser, I'm telling you, I have never felt anything like that before in my life. 2 days on the case. We're in bed. She's a volcano. The old lady liked to do it in her flannel nightgown with her eyes shut tight, you know? The stalker was a crock. He wasn't stalking her. She made a pass at him. He turned her down, so she made it up.
That didn't warn you?
She could have shot me in the belly. It wouldn't have warned me. I couldn't get enough of her.
You ditched the wife.
Don't know where she is. What happened to her? The kids won't speak to me. You know, the guy who she said was stalking her threatened to sue for defamation. So I went up there and knocked him around a bit, you know, just to discourage him. And the bastard. He goes and gets a lawyer and goes straight to the CO. Yeah. Well, the CO calmed him down. They reached some kind of settlement that wouldn't make the papers, but I had to go. I mean, the CO liked me enough, but he had no choice.
But you still had Jocelyn.
Spenser. As soon as I moved in with her, she lost interest. She told me I was an animal. Just after sex, like some kind of dirty animal. I come home one day, she is gone. No note, no thanks to the memories, just...
You weren't forbidden fruit anymore.
I still knew how to be a good cop. I found her easy enough. I'd go see her sometimes in those crap plays she was in, but I never went near her. I just like knowing where she was, you know, in case she needed help or anything.
About Lonnie Wu. When did you hook up with Lonnie?
Well, this goop bastard was smuggling Chinamen. It had been going on a long time.
He paid you not to see the smuggling.
Yeah.
You know, Lonnie was responsible for Samson's murder.
Yeah.
Know why?
He was fooling around with Ricky Wu.
Know how he found out?
Jocelyn told him.
Know why she told him?
Probably after Samson. I never cared.
Jocelyn was after Christophilus. She thought Ricky was in the way. You thought he took her, didn't you? You arranged to meet him at Brand Island and tried to make him tell you where she was.
Yeah. I beat him to death.
You want to see her?
Yeah. You're next to giving me trouble. Get out of my way.
To Spain.
I had to do that. It was worth my life to do that. Healy coming?
He's sending some people.
And you think you can hold me here for them?
I think we can.
I'm walking. Anybody tries to stop me, I will shoot them.
There's 3 of us to Spain. It'll be suicide.
Yeah? You never seen me shoot.
I'm glad he's dead.
You ought to be. You killed him.
All I ever wanted was love.
All you ever wanted was to exercise your fantasies. You know as much about love as you do about riding a Brahma bull. You're pathetic.
How can you be so cruel?
Must be the company I keep.
Yeah.
Compliments of Mr. Eddie Lee. Please enjoy your meal.
You're a good dog. Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh.
What will happen with Jocelyn?
Well, not enough.
So she may get away with it?
She may.
Can they charge her with filing a false report to the police?
No, all she did was send me a tape of herself pretending to be tied up.
But she was responsible for 3 deaths in one way or another.
She went through Port City like a virus.
At least you stopped the illegal immigrant smuggling.
Well, we didn't exactly stop it. We just got to relocate it.
While punishment would be satisfying, what she really requires is treatment.
Not likely to seek it.
Then she'll do more damage.
Maybe Vinny shot the wrong person.
Here you go. Yeah.
Aw, there you go.
Maybe I can get her to talk to you.
As long as you keep coming around, Tootsie, that will do fine.
Yeah, that will do fine.
I gotta say, that was probably one of the weirder entries in the Spenser series. The mystery itself was pretty convoluted, but I actually think the movie's quirky storytelling choices made it more memorable. Joe Mantegna's narration gave us Spenser's thoughts, but we were also seeing these strange premonitions and flashbacks to his past. There was that great scene where he was confronting the Chinese gangsters in his office, and suddenly everyone started opening fire on him. For a split second, I actually thought they'd killed the lead character in the most casual way imaginable. But then the movie rewound and revealed that we were actually watching Spenser's own projection of what he thought was about to happen. It's almost like his life was flashing before his eyes. I honestly haven't seen that style used quite like this in a Spenser story. We weren't always watching events play out objectively. Instead, we were seeing them through Spenser's perspective, and that made the viewing experience feel a lot more subjective and occasionally surreal. Even when some of the choices didn't completely work, I appreciated that it was trying something different. Now, in terms of the plot, it initially seemed like a straightforward case of revenge. Craig Sampson was having an affair with Ricky Wu, and he had the Polaroids to prove it. Ricky was Lonnie Wu's wife, so that gave Lonnie a very personal reason to have Sampson whacked during the theatre performance. From there, Spenser had to connect the dots back to Lonnie while also exposing the Chinese criminal underworld pulling the strings. There were a lot of moving parts, but I thought the mystery gradually came together pretty well. The supporting cast was another big positive. Ernie Hudson had an imposing presence as Hawk. Marcia Harden brought a calm intelligence to Susan, and Eric Roberts gave one of his more restrained performances as the police chief. Well, apart from his spectacularly violent exit, that is. My one major reservation was Joe Mantegna himself. He was good, don't get me wrong, and I liked his dry delivery, but for me, he never quite reached the standard Robert Urich set as Spenser. Urich had that special combination of charm, toughness, and effortless wisecracking that made the character feel completely natural. Still, I enjoyed the offbeat atmosphere, the narration, and the way the story kept unfolding into something bigger. And considering Robert B. Parker helped adapt his own novel for the screen, I think there's a lot to appreciate here, even when the movie got a little messy. I'll be leaving an Amazon link to the book down in the description and comments section, so check that out if you want to see how Parker told the story on the page. So to sum it up, I like the performances, the writing, and most of all its willingness to tell the story in such an unusual way. I'm giving Walking Shadow 3.5 stars. Now I want to know what you guys thought about this one. Did you prefer Joe Mantegna as Spenser, or was Robert Urich still the better fit? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you can binge watch more movies you probably never knew existed. This is Holy Critic, signing out.